Hey guys, I'm super pumped for tonight. Amber is on here tonight to hang out with us for a little bit. I have been waiting for this Zoom for a while. If you guys don't know who Amber Parker is, get ready for tonight. She is such a beautiful person and has such an incredible story, and I can't wait to just hear all that you have to share with us. I actually watched a Zoom that Amber did a while ago. If you haven't seen it yet, type in her name on YouTube. It was called the Unapologetic Yellow Leader. And that was probably my first time really listening into all that you had to share. And you guys, I was in tears watching that Zoom. And if there's one person that I think of that just does a fabulous job talking about the color personalities, it's Amber. So when she said she'd do a Zoom with us, I was like, okay, this is the perfect topic, and I'm really excited for you to touch on all of this tonight. We have a lot of people on our team, Amber, that are yellow, so I want you to kind of focus a little bit more on the yellow personality, especially where that's kind of yourself as well, but then fill us in on the rest as well. So I'll kind of let you just start with your story, tell us as much as you want about that, and then we can just dive in. If we have questions, you guys, there's a chat option. If you're new to Zoom, on the bottom of your screen, you can click the chat option and just put your questions in there, and we will definitely touch on them at some point. Let me know if you can unmute yourself.
I think I got it. Hello, you guys. So I just have one thing to ask, if you can turn on your camera. I love to really connect with you guys. Oh, no, I'm okay. Thank you, baby. Husband just walked in and asked if he needed anything. I just barely got home from a day drive, so I'm like catching up on everything. But I just ask that you guys turn on your camera if you can. I love to really connect with you, and if I can't see you, then I can't really connect with you. So if you can't, please don't. But I am just so thankful for tonight. I think it's going to be extremely fun for you guys to learn and me to learn. If you guys haven't taken the color personality test, I would highly recommend it. You can, and I make my new distributors take it as well, so I can better suit them, and understand too when things are happening, why are they acting that way, or how do I show up for them better as a leader? And so it's been a really good business tool as well. Caitlin, you want me to go a little bit into my story, and then we'll just dive right into questions and answer all the things?
Yes, please, you can start.
Okay. So I'll brief my story, you guys. There's always different parts of my story that I think that different people need to hear. I'm just going to swipe because I like to browse and see who we have on. But I started this business almost 8 years ago, and it's insane to think that it's been 8 years. I still feel like it was yesterday, but I joined for about $200 to $500. That's all I wanted. We were negative about $500 in our account at that time, and I knew that that was actually the problem. I couldn't work anymore in the salon, and Josh was already working a full-time job, and he would always pick up little side jobs as well, and there just never was enough. There wasn't more. And I truly thought that that's how it was supposed to be. That's how I was raised. It was always, do you have money for it? I worked a full-time job at 14, and I've worked full-time ever since. Even my senior year in high school, I had 3 jobs. And so if I wanted something, it was up to me. And that's the way that in my mind, it's always been. Like, I just don't depend on other people, that I'm going to get it done. And if they show up and they help, awesome. But I think that this business filled a void that I had no idea I was even missing. And it's allowed me to become a different person, and continually growing as well. I'm different today than I was a year ago. I show up different. My mindset's different. My money mindset's different. And so when I got started with this, I really didn't want to do a business. I don't know if anyone else, I was just skeptical, and I fell in love with the body wrap. That was what really, truly changed my life, was the body wrap. And I think that it's such an under-talked about product, and we really need to get back to it because it's so incredible. But I went Ruby in 45 days. Once I actually saw that people wanted this product, and that all I had to do was share my own personal results, that people wanted it, I was like, okay, cool. I'll just make cash. And Josh said, I really think we have something in our hands. And at the time, he worked for a network marketing company, corporate side. And so he dove into the compensation plan. He dove into the business side of it. And I was like, cool. I'm not green. I don't know that. You tell me what to do. I'll just talk to people. And so I went Ruby in 45 days. And I don't know what rank everyone is. And to be honest, I that's not something that I care about. I care about a person. And I just feel like ranks are just a title, and they're great and achieve them, but that's not the foundation of what really matters. But when I was Ruby, I made that phone call and I said, I'm done. I just said it's just not enough for me. And that was really the problem. It wasn't the fact that I got $380 as my first paycheck. It was the fact that I was still behind on bills. It was the fact that it still wasn't enough. And I was working full time in the salon and working this at night. And we didn't really use social media, you guys. We went belly to belly. I would drive 2 hours to wrap one person to turn around and drive 2 hours home. And that was a traditional way of building. And it still to this day is, as soon as quarantine's lifted. And I wanted to do what no one else was willing to do so I could have what no one else was willing to have. And I mean, I would do that for sidelines at that time. And just anyone that wanted this product, I was willing to. That's how much I believed in it. And but making that phone call and just saying I'm done, it's so hard. It's a lot. But really what I was experiencing was an employee mindset and not a CEO mindset. I was looking at how many hours I worked, how many miles I put on my car. I was looking at how much time I spent away from my family, how many dinners I missed out on, how many bedtimes I didn't tuck my kids in for those 45 days for $385. It just didn't seem worth it to me. And thankfully, when I made that phone call, they said, just keep going, just keep going. Like, you have a $10,000 bonus on the line. If you do the same thing for the next 45 days, you're going to get it. And you guys, I went diamond November 15th, mid-month. That's all I knew. I didn't know month's end. I was by myself. I learned comp plan, and I was told that you have 3 months from the date that you signed up, which was the 15th. And so in my mind, that's what had to be happened. And I still to this day run my business. My business personally is done on the 15th. And imagine if we only had 15 days to work a business, how much more work you'd get done. How many more promotions would you have? And so when I went diamond on the 15th of November, that Christmas, we were still so far behind. I received that diamond paycheck, and we were so far behind on bills that my parents bought my kids Christmas. And I vowed in that moment, never again. Never again was I going to be this broke. Never again was I going to allow our finances to be this bad. Never again was I going to let anyone buy my kids Christmas other than an optional gift. I was going to pay for other people's Christmases. And since then we have every single year, and it's been such a blessing. But, I went on and I thought, you know what, if I can make 1,000, why can't I make 2? And if I can make 2, why can't I make 20? And I see this coming not from somebody who's made $1 million in the business, but from somebody that only wanted $200 to $500. Like, I feel like I'm pretty normal and pretty human. Like, I don't feel like, I have this big credentials or this market that just followed me along. My first distributor was a stranger. And my sister is finally going diamond because she decided to join me 7 years later. And so if you think that, my friends and family aren't joining me in the beginning, just hang on. When the timing is right, it'll be perfect. And you just have to trust that process. And so, 8 months in, I went to conference in January. And that January, my downline actually bought my plane ticket to go to conference. And that changed my entire life. And because I couldn't even afford to do it at the time. And she said, just pay it forward. And because I committed to conference, by the time conference came, I was able to buy someone else's plane ticket in my downline and have them come as well. And so conference, I sat there and God spoke something to me. And at that time, you guys, I had no faith. I was broken. I didn't believe in anything at that point. I was like, I hate the world. I was wrecked. I just had lost so much faith and been so hurt that I didn't understand it. And I remember sitting in the back of the room, farthest back, and I sunk down and I saw all these beautiful 6 foot tall trophy blonde, at the time my hair was black, these just these beautiful people. And I was like, I will never amount to anything in this company. And that's just me being really honest with you guys. I felt like I'll never make it. And God spoke to me in that moment. And I remember this so vividly. He said, why not you? And that was the first time that I felt like I had a purpose, that I was in a position of purpose. And I texted my husband right away and I said, I'm going to retire you. I'm going to freaking do this. Like, I'm going to put my head down. This is the only thing that I want. Like, I know I can do this. There's lives to change. That's why I was a stylist, was to change people's, you know, their confidence level. And I'm going to do this with this company. And from conference, okay, from conference, and I wouldn't even say conference, you guys, any event will change you. And conference, I made about $1,500. 30 days later, I went the next month I went double. So February I went double, and March I went triple. So in 30 days, I went from $1,700 to $18,000 in 30 days, you guys. And at that moment, when I got that in that $18,000 paycheck, I knew that that was the back paycheck for those first 45 days that I worked so hard and I didn't see the income right away. I knew at that point I had the CEO mindset. And so if you're used to an employee mindset right now, shift out of it. And I really want to like find this, my passion for, you know, understanding that what we do today, we may not get paid on, but you might get paid on it for the next 7 years straight. Like I did that one night, September 13th of 2012, when I signed up my first distributor, who was a complete stranger, 7 years later, still making money on that one night. And so that's the difference between employee and residual. And, you know, a year later, I went presidential, and a year later, I went ambassador. And for the last year and a half, me and Josh have been field liaisons for the company as well. And that just means the voice between the field and corporate, and what does the field want, and promotions and those kind of things. And so it's been really fun to be able to have, you know, an influence with majority or a lot of the company, and just help you guys from a standpoint of, I'm right here with you. I'm pushing for promotions with you. You know, I'm signing up customers. I'm beating my own records. Like, I get the hustle. I've seen the highest highs and I've seen the lowest lows. Some of the worst days of my life have happened through this business, and also the best days. And so, again, growing and we've been able to just do so much more that I even could think or imagine. 4 years ago, we were able to build our dream home, and it's under contract right now. And we just bought a fifth wheel, and we're going to travel the US and Canada building this business with our kids. And we're just so grateful for the freedom to be able to have a life that seems so just obscene and crazy and like, why would it happen to me? Like, I ask myself this all the time, like, why me? And I really just have to turn that around and say, why not me? And so that's a little bit about my story.
Thank you so much. You know, you guys, Amber, I was privileged enough to be able to go to the top 150 income earners event at conference this year. I went with Savannah, and Amber spent an hour with us, sitting down and giving us all of her tips. She told me that she was going to be traveling through Canada, and because most of us are from Canada, and doing like wrap parties and just like meeting people. And she asked me, she said, Caitlin, contact me, and when I'm there, you can come and follow me around, and I'll show you how it works. And you guys, that right there, it just warms my heart to know that like I look at you like you're famous, not really, but you know what I mean? Like you're working with corporate, you're an ambassador in our company, and you're over here trying to help some Canadian just level up. Like, you care so much about your people. And like you said, rank does not matter. It's a person, it's a relationship that you get to build with each and every person that's in this business. And it doesn't matter if we're on your team or not, you have the biggest heart and you care about us so much. So that's just a whole lot of yellow in you. And that's why I'm super excited to dig a little deeper into all this tonight. But yeah, you can just keep going, start with whatever color personality you want, whatever is on your heart. And if we have questions, we can put them in the chat, or I can ask you after. But thank you.
Okay. So the first thing I think is knowing what your primary color is and your secondary color, and the goods and the bads. Okay. Cause there's pros and cons. The other test that I love to share and would recommend that you guys take, and you recommend that your new distributors take, is the love language. And this goes into, I'm going to start with yellow, because I'm a yellow red. I'm becoming more red yellow, but I really have adapted and have all the color personalities because I have to. As a CEO, you can't just be friends with yellows. You can't just be friends with blues or reds or greens. Like, you're not going, yes, you will attract mainly what you are, but what happens when you get that red personality as a yellow and you're like, they're mean. I don't like them. when it's not that they're mean and it's not that you don't like them, it's that they're different and you don't know how to handle that. And so this is, again, one of the biggest things in this business. And I would say in life, forget about the business. This is life. Okay. Because this business fits into our life. And so there's 4 different color personalities that I personally go off of. There's lots you can Google, but a lot of them might be different or off by a little bit, but for the most part, they're all pretty much the same. And so, you know, as a yellow personality, somebody once said you could spit in Amber's face and she would like still be your friend. That's stretching it, but that's how yellows are. They're very forgiving. They're very loving. I'm going to have to shut this door. Give me just I'll keep talking, but they're, you know, they will give the shirt off their back expecting nothing in return. And yellows, they're usually the servants. They're, you know, your teachers, your nurses. They have that like loving heart, and they're conscious and aware when other people are hurting. Excuse me. And so, as a yellow personality, my whole, like what drives me is how many more people can I help? If I can make an impact on one person in one way, in one moment, like I feel so great and so lifted. You don't need to mail me a gift or tell me how awesome I am. That's already handled in the emotional side when I feel, and I just get a thank you. Like a thank you goes such a long way. And not even if you didn't say thank you, we would still forgive you. We almost don't even expect it. We don't have expectations on it. And so yellows are very great at multitasking because we can be here, but we can also see what's going on over there. And I can see someone crying over there, and I can, you know, be like, oh my gosh, that mom's going crazy. How can I show up for her? Can I just come over and do her laundry, even though I hate laundry? Like, we will do things regardless if we enjoy it or we don't, just to be a servant heart. Okay. And let's go into blues. Blue personality, they're going to be your cheerleader. And again, there's pros and cons to every single different color personality. And you guys, I would challenge you to dive into your own study so you can, you know, really get this down for you. But blues are fun. Oh, if I call you up and you're a blue and I'm like, hey, I'm driving to Las Vegas and it's a 5-hour drive and we're going to stay for 3 days. You're like, I'm in. I don't care how much it costs. I don't, like, I'm out, I'm in, right? So they enjoy meeting new people. They're the life of the party. They are the first ones to show up. Events are their life. They enjoy selling things and talking. Oh my goodness, blues love to talk. And they aren't very good multitaskers. Blues think they are, but they're not really. Or they're very forgetful. They'll like start on something and then they're like, oh, squirrel, you know, and they're like, oh, a new, you know, a new event's coming up. I'm just going to go to that instead. Like, they're very like, oh, sorry. You know, my friend invited me over for wine night, even though I told you I'd watch a movie. Like, they're constantly on the go. Okay. And they're emotional. They react, they take things personally, and they can be very dramatic. Now, it doesn't mean, again, all of them. And some of the qualities you're going to be like, oh, I don't feel like it. But I think the best way to find out is to ask someone else. Okay. And be open to it, them like saying stuff that might hurt your feelings, but so you can be aware and recognize it. All right. Green personalities are very analytical. Oh my gosh, they know every ingredient. They do the research. They spend hours. Oh, you want to buy a new TV? They're going to look at 16 websites and they're going to see the dimensions and they're going to see the prices and they're going to make sure that they have a coupon for it too. Like, they're very, very detailed, and they want to know the details before they make a move. They want to read the compensation plan with everything that they have for 16 days. They're going to highlight it. They're going to laminate it. They're very, very organized and structured. They're more of like a paper and pencil kind of person. And again, I love paper and pencil. So that's where my green comes in. Do I know ingredients? Nope. Do I know math? Nope. Do I know science? Okay. So there's qualities that, again, are that you share and that you don't share, and that's okay. Right. And then I want to go into the reds. Reds are, it is black and it's white, it is and it isn't, and we win, and that's all we do is win. And if you don't go out there and you don't put on your best behavior, and you told me you were going to do this, and then we're going to do it, and you're going to do it better than you even said that you were going to do it. And reds are just very focused. They're very goal driven. They're money driven. They oftentimes don't like to listen to you because they already know the answer. Not a bad quality again, but if you put a yellow and a red together, and I say, how can I show up for you? Oh my gosh, can I help? And you're like, no, I've already got it. That hurts my feelings. And to them, it's like, oh, I'm the best. Like, I don't need you. It shows them a sign of weakness. So again, reds love recognition too. Okay. Same with blues. Blues are like, they want the comment on the wall. They want the invite. They want the public, bling. They want all those things emotionally attached to it. But reds will make lots of money. Okay. Yellows. And for me, you guys, this is where I'm at right now, where I'm transitioning and learning more reds. We all want to focus on the good qualities of each of the color personalities. And so for me right now, where do I need to grow personally and professionally? It's in knowing that a lot of money is not bad. And as a yellow, we think that people are going to judge us. We think that if if I make a lot of money, and I don't just give it all away for free, am I a bad person? Because that's what yellows do. They would literally give the shirt off their back to anyone. And so, a lot of reds too, sometimes they'll think that they're yellows and they're not. And so again, just these different color personalities, you guys dive into it and really, know too, when people get offended that, or if you're not showing up for them, then you have to learn the other qualities of them, and how do I show up as a yellow to a blue, right? For instance, a lot of blues there, they constantly tell you so many times how they're like, oh my gosh, did you see what I did? Oh my gosh, did you see that I got this? Look at my new shirt. It's so cute. Do you love these earrings? They're very, I don't even know the word that I'm looking for, but they want, did you see this? Yeah, this is mine. Oh my gosh. Did you see how white my teeth are? I went to the dentist yesterday. They want the compliments. They want that reassurance. And as a yellow, we're like, I already told you once that wasn't enough. I already told you that your earrings were cute. That's not good enough. And so again, or they can say, you didn't say good morning 7 days in a row. I'm mad at you now. You should have done that. They're very emotional, right? And then reds are going to say, I said good morning a month ago, and that should still be enough today. Okay. And so you have to learn these different personalities. And so I want to know in the chat, based on what I've just said, what do you feel like your primary and your secondary is? I'm going to read it. And maybe you're like, no, I feel like I pull from some of all the areas. Great. Okay. That's really good. Okay. Blue, yellow, 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 red, yellow, blue. And I think too, at least from what I've seen, and again, you guys, this isn't always 1000% accurate. But when we, I wish I had more red to stay focused. Yes. And greens are very focused. They're very taskless. They love to write things down. They need, if you give them details, they want the details. They want the fine print. They want the steps to success. They're, again, paper and pencil. Okay. I just think I'm plain out red. I don't know, Tanya. That's not, because you guys, again, reds are money driven. They'll do anything besides sell the soul of the devil to go get money. Or same with blues, right? Blues that are I don't really necessarily care a ton about money, but as long as I'm having fun making money, I'll keep doing it. But if I'm not having fun, I'm out. Greens are harder to close in the business as well. Right? So if somebody says, how much is it to join? And you're like, it's $99. Okay, what comes with that $99? You're like, oh my gosh, seriously? And they're like, and when I get a username and password, how many seconds is after you sign me up am I going to receive that? They're counting. They're very you're like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. Because they love the details. They want, they want that this is a 16-ounce cup with 6 ice cubes and 4 ounces of water. They want all the details, and it's not a bad thing, you guys. That's a very good quality. Okay. It's just different things show up in different ways. So Okay. Red, blue, yellow. Yeah, blue and yellow. Okay, Caitlin. So what questions do we have based on this? And then, and if you guys have questions in the chat too, or please ask away.
Okay, so a really common one, I even get you to do kind of the flip side. If you're yellow, how do you train a red? And if you're red, how do you train a yellow? Because those seem to be really popular on my team, and it would just be helpful to kind of touch on that.
So I think for me, and again, I'm only going off of and basing this off of what I do. I'm not saying that this is the book. Okay. So please don't be like, oh, Amber told me that this is true. No, you guys, this is just for me, and you guys can take it and put it on your shelf for later if you need to too. But if I find that I have a red, I don't want to necessarily give them the details behind like, okay, you're going to log in and you're going to watch all these training videos. They're like, screw the training videos, show me where the money is. Like, make me the most money. Okay. And so I'm going to show them how to make the fastest cash the quickest. I want that win. Reds want to win. They want the recognition. They want to be like, okay, yep, Nina signed up 4 days ago and she's already got 3 distributors and she's completed her steps to success. Like, how do I teach her that? And I would go in and I necessarily for a red, I wouldn't show them so much of maybe the samples right off the bat, but I would show them if you sign up at a rep and you get them 6 customers, 3 of those, it's $450. They're on it. Okay. So they want money. Reds are money driven. Show them where the money is. Don't show them the team page. Don't give them 18 videos to watch. Don't tag them in posts. That's not what a red wants. Okay. And yellows, if you have a yellow, they want to know what they can do for you. Okay. So they want to be needed. They need a position to be in your organization. And so for me, I like to put them in a group chat. So let's say Christina's a yellow and I just signed her up and I'm going to say, oh my gosh, it would mean so much to me if you got 6 customers in your first 30 days. She wants to show up for me. She's a servant. She wants to do something. No, is that a one for her? Yeah, duh, right? But they want to know, what do you need from me? Okay. And so show them. You get 6 customers and I get $150 in fast starts. And be careful, you guys. Yellows, don't let the reds take advantage of you. Okay. Because they will. They totally will. Okay. But then, oh my gosh, if you help me get $150, you're going to get $150 in free product too. And so they just want to know, how can they show up for you? And they'll do anything. Oh my gosh, can you make a graphic? We're going to do a Zoom. Can you log in? Can you create the password? They love to be of service to other people. So put them in service positions to, download a necessarily like I'm starting to try that steps to success and like upload it to the team page, or say, you know what, can you go like on 7 of our distributors' posts? They would love that. Oh yeah, I'm all over the love, right? So they want to show up for you. So those are kind of 2 different ways. I hope that helps.
That's perfect. And how about blue and green?
Blues are hard because they're emotional, right? But I will tell you that blues want to go on every trip with you. They want to know when the event is. They want to know when the Zooms are. They're on 15 minutes early. They want to know where the life of the party is. They want to know when they can come to your house. Blues are the party people. Okay. So for blues, when I start them, I want them to do a sip and sample, an online party. I want them to say how much fun they're having. I want to tell them about my next vacation that they can come on with me. I want to tell them about the next event in their area. That's how blues want. And then greens, you're going to give them all the details. They'll probably want an email. Okay. So, greens, I tell them all the details. Here's your website. Here's your username. Here's your password. When you log in, you need to click on documents. The documents have everything. Watch the training videos and take notes. Will you send me your notes when you're done? Oh yeah, already on it. Okay. So those are greens. And that's kind of how I train a green, is I give them the details. They have the steps to success. They know what a loyal customer is. They have the definitions of the different areas in the compensation plan, and they know all the details.
Awesome. That's super good. So I actually had, pretty sure, 3 girls come to me today, and they're all yellow personalities with a similar scenarios. We're in the middle of quarantine. Life is crazy. They have kids, and they're just struggling to find their motivation, struggling to get themselves going. I don't know if I mentioned, they're all yellow. So as you being a yellow personality, yes, my cat's always in these Zooms. I can't get him down, but
I love it.
yeah, what do you do to keep yourself motivated, or like what types of self-development do you have to kind of recommend to that color specifically? Because I find it's a thing that we're dealing with right now. Or yellow.
For sure. And I think as a yellow, we have to remember that there's still people that depend on us. And I feel let down if I'm not up doing my stuff, if I'm not signing up customers. Like, so for instance, for me as a yellow this month, I have 4 girls going diamond, and I want to be a part of that. I want to serve them. And if I'm not posting, if I'm not signing up customers, if I'm not co-sponsoring them with distributors, that's going to hurt me. I'm going to feel left out, and I'm going to feel like I didn't show up as my best self as a yellow. And so take your promotion off the table, but look at who underneath you can needs this promotion right now. Who needs $200 to $500? And that's how I stay motivated year round, even more so now that we're all quarantined. I'm like, and this is where the red's coming in, is I want to be the one who's signing up the most customers. I have a girl right now who she's at 18, and I just signed up my 18th today, and I'm like, I'm on your coattails. That's my yellow coming out, but I'm also signing up those 18 customers, not for myself, but for promotions. And so, you know, like as an ambassador, like my why now is how many people can I promote? How many people can I help? And I think that should always be our mindset, no matter what rank you are. And your business will flourish more and longer if you do reach out and say, you know, a yellow doesn't care about their promotion. They do, but they won't be loud about it. And they'll be fine if they let themselves down, but they won't be fine if they let somebody else down. And so if you are a yellow struggling right now to get motivated, turn it around, and who do you get to help? Who do you get to serve? And figure out, you know, who are my promotions that that I get to help with on my team. And that'll change everything. Like that's what keeps me going every single day. Because again, for me, I'm like, I'm fine. Like, it's not a huge deal to me. But if I know I let my girls down, oh, I will be like devastated.
That's good. I honestly, when I first started, I mean, a lot of us join for money for ourselves, right? I think that's a common thing. And so, I mean, I was pushing for my own promotions. I went Ruby, I went Emerald, I went Diamond. Then I realized, hey, I need a team to do this with. And I think like becoming a leader is tough. There's a lot of learning. There's a lot of personal development you got to do that goes into it. But when I truly started to like get to know my team, and
that was the other question that you asked me. I'm so sorry if I don't answer questions because I cannot remember what you said.
okay.
Continue and I'll answer. I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
Yeah, you're good.
Keep going.
So yeah, if I like once I really started to like connect with my team, you guys, getting on one-on-ones with them, like that wasn't really me in the beginning, but your colors are going to change as you move forward in this business. And my leader is very yellow. Thank you, Savannah, because I think you have given me a lot of that. And also just through growing my business, I realized like I need to have relationships for this to flourish. If I want to go past diamond, I need to have connections with people on my team. And it's a lot more fun when you're not doing this by yourself. So that's I guess what changed the game for me, is just realizing that, you know what, this is no longer my promotion. I'm now pushing for triple. I am triple, I'm going triple, it's happening. But in order to actually manifest that, in order for me to reach that rank, I have to, it's about my team now. It's about, okay, who wants to go diamond and what can we do to get you there? Who wants to be my double and who wants to be my other diamond? Like, it's about my team. And now that I'm motivated to help my girls more than watching my own paycheck grow, it has changed everything for me. It's made it so much more fun. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. But
as far as personal development too, to get you motivated, like for me, I'm all about that service. Again, the yellows for service. Like, who do you need to become? And so I build in 2 ways, personal and professional. And so if I'm not listening to a personal development book to increase my own personal life, my own confidence, do it. And then I also look at professional. Okay, so am I learning how to be more organized? How am I learning how to be better at recognition? Yellows don't need the recognition. And so we oftentimes forget to give the recognition because we're just like, you said thank you and that's enough. And now I feel like I'm awesome. But I forget to give recognition. I forget that like a simple shout out to a blue is everything. Oh my gosh, they want to be a part of it. They want the world to see it. Like, it is crazy. And so My blues on my team, they remind me, like, hey, Amber, I signed up 84 hosted posts. Shout me out. And I'm like, oh, duh. Okay. Right. But I think some of the books that everyone always asks, like, what personal and professional books are you reading? But you guys, everyone's at a different level. It's like saying, what do you recommend? I just got married a week ago. Okay, well, I'm 13 years deep into a marriage. So like I can try and remember, but again, you're just at different levels of the growth. And so Something as a Yellow, one of the best books I've read was Girl Stop Apologizing. You're a Badass by Jen Sincero. Again, just building up that confidence. How to Lead When You're Not in Charge. Okay, that's a really, really good book because Yellows lack authority, but they have really good influence. Okay, and Mary Beth just started a book club on this book. The Circle Maker is awesome. High Performance Habits, becoming really good at habits is good for Yellow. And I always think Yellows know what their strengths are, but we need to learn what's not our strengths. Okay, like money. Money's not a Yellow strength. Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. That's a book. It's really good. And I think any of these can go for any of the personalities, and they'll pull what you're lacking or what you're missing. There's another good book called Everybody Always. And that one was a hard read for me. But the subtitle is Becoming Love in a World Full of Setback and Difficult People. And I think even as a red, that's going to be good for you, because reds are like, oh, you hurt me, bye, don't talk to me ever again. Okay. Oh, you didn't show up. Oh, you said you were going to be here at 6 and you're here at 6:02. You're done. Like, that's the red personality. And so that is another really good book. Killing Kryptonite. Such a good book. The subtitle is Destroy What Steals Your Strike. And you guys, I have become, and I try and read 2 books a week, because the average CEO, I think it's like 1 a week or something like that. Well, I don't want to be the average CEO. I want to be better than the average CEO. And so some of these books, I mean, even a 7-hour book, that's 1 hour a day for a week. Easy. We all have an hour. And a lot of times too, we think, well, I'm not going to be able to sit down and read a book. No, probably not. So download it and get at least 10% versus no percent. Okay. And your brain will naturally click and pull what it needs to, and it'll hear what it's supposed to, and it'll retain it. Even when you're reading, the same thing, because all my greens are like, oh, I can't listen. Oh, I can't. I need a notebook. I need silence, and I need a list. No, you don't. Okay. You don't. Because if we all waited for that, I would never start personal and professional development, and I'd be the same person I was 7 years ago. But a lot of this business, you have to grow into that person. And right now, again, for me, where I lack as a Yellow is money. Like, I truly am like, it's okay. I would give away half my paycheck. I will not eat for 4 days. Like, you go ahead. Like, that's Yellows. And so for me, I've been studying for the last 6 months money. And you guys, like, it is crazy how cool when you can focus on your strengths of serving and getting paid. Like, man, I'm like, oh, I want to serve more. All right, I'm in. Like, and it's not about the money. The money comes, but it's about being more service driven to get the blessings, and that it's okay to receive those blessings. And so I've been studying. Happy Money was one of the first books I read about money. The Illusion of Money. Riches Within Your Reach. What other ones? The Hollywood Commandments. The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. I mean, so many. I save them all. They're all on my Audible. I think that as a business owner, every single person should have Audible or some form of a way to listen to books.
I have Audible too, and there's a couple books where, like, I downloaded it on Audible and forgot about it, and then I actually purchased the book, so now I'll listen and highlight, because I like to highlight. But you guys, at least one book a week, that's huge. And that right there just tells us something that we really need to work on. If that's not, like, a lot of us, I think we're new here and we don't realize the importance of self-development, but self-development is what's going to get you to that next level. Self-development is what is preparing me for Triple Diamond. And it's what has taken me so long to get there, is because I need to learn and learn and learn and always be pouring into myself. And there's different books for different personalities. I know some leaders don't even like to share the books that have fired them up. And sometimes like I've taken so many books from so many leaders and I've read them and they were great, but this is actually one of the ones I've never even heard of anybody recommend this. And this is, you've read it?
The Irrefutable Laws of Leadership
has done so much for me. And it's just, I went to the bookstore, I was looking for something on leadership, I found it in January, and I still flip through and will reread what I highlighted in this. Like, this is incredible. And I think for all personality types, it's exactly how to become a leader. And anyways, you have to make time for that. And I like what you said about Audible, how you'll pick what you really need to hear. Because sometimes I question that. Like, am I really getting what I need out of this? Because I am the note taker, I am the highlighter when I do read. But if you don't have a lot of time on your hands, if you're doing dishes, if you're putting your makeup on in the morning, like, listen to something and just make sure that you're fitting that in, because it's going to help you on so many levels.
And I'll preface this to you guys: when the student's ready, the teacher appears. Okay. And so for me, if I need to learn about money, I reached out to Pam and I said, hey, I need money mindset. What do I do? She's like, Illusion of Money. And then the next book popped up after I was done with that. And I set a goal and a deadline. So, and again, that's the green side of it. Learning, like, okay, as a yellow, it's okay if I don't get it done. Like, oh, somebody needed me. Sorry, I just couldn't finish it in time because I was helping somebody else. And we will let ourselves down before anything. Okay. And so I set a goal and a deadline. If a book is 3 hours, that's 2 days. Guys, like that, like, if you're still reading the book that you picked up 2 months ago, that's a problem. Okay. Like, your brain will actually forget it. And this business loves speed, and I love speed, and money loves speed. And so, hello, let's finish it and get a deadline on it. And so when I find a book that I need, and a lot of times I just Google what I'm missing. If I feel like I'm not confident, there was a time in a space where I had to listen to affirmations for self-esteem. Like, you may not think that I need that, or maybe like, oh, she's so confident. No. And that's something, a muscle, everything is a muscle, and we need to grow it. If we're not feeding it, it's starving. Okay. And if starving, you die. So, and so when I Google a book, and it pops up, 2 things. Number 1, set that deadline. Like, when are you going to have this finished by? And again, doesn't matter what personality you are. That is a habit of a successful person. And then, when you're done with that book, usually like another one will show up. And that was the next book of I Hope I Screw This Up. That was the same author. And I was like, ooh, I like it. I'm here for it. So then I would go on to the next book and the next book. And so, I just finished Prayer of Jabez, and then a book popped up called Dangerous Prayers. And I just finished that on my drive home, right now. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then 4 other books popped up, and I was like, okay. And so again, as a student, your teacher is right there. That book is right there waiting for you. You just have to be willing to go find it. So again, Google what you feel like is the missing link to your personality, and then go from there.
I'm just reading the chat. Yeah, I'm excited. I've taken so many notes, and I just started a book the other day. Actually, it was something that Ashley Mayfield recommended, and so far I'm loving it. But I want to keep going. I want to get my Audible going again and just really dig into that deeper. This is a question that it's something, again, that some of us are kind of struggling with, and I know it's time management that I want to talk about. And I know you have a lot on your plate. Like you said, you're kind of working with corporate, you're an ambassador. Do you have your 2.0 account going?
Oh yeah. 2.0 has 4 diamonds going this month.
There you go. So you have a lot on your plate. Can you kind of fill us in on what your day looks like, how you fit everything in, how you try not to get overwhelmed? Like, these last few days for a few of us, we pushed so hard in the beginning of the month, and then all of a sudden we're like, I'm tired, so we got to keep going. So give us your tips.
Yeah, totally. So I also homeschool. I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old now. He just turned 9. And we homeschool for real, like not just quarantine homeschool, like we homeschool. Last year I was gone almost 15 days every single month besides 2 months. And so I'm extremely busy. And so, you know, we have so many different hats that we put on. And I will say this, and I'm going to say this as the most loving yellow in me. How many of you guys are married? Will you guys just drop a 1 in the chat? Or if you're in a relationship, okay? Hands down, your marriage comes first. Okay? And if I find otherwise, I'm not going to be happy. And is there a season where we communicate with our spouse and we say, hey, like I'm pushing for promotion, like you're going to get to fall asleep with me? Maybe. You might be able to wake up with me. But if I can stuff my food, and I like right now my husband's cooking dinner because I just came home. I had a 10-minute window. I had a phone call to sign up a distributor, and then on this Zoom, and I have 3 more calls after this. And so again, my marriage comes first. I want to take a few minutes to just appreciate your spouse, communicate with them. But let me back up. You come first. Okay. And so if I don't show up for Amber, I can't show up for Josh. I can't show up for my kids, and I can't show up for my friends, and I surely can't show up for my business. And so for me, personal time is crucial. I go tanning. I take a bath. Once I'm done, but I get ready, I get dressed. And so coming up with disciplined habits is where a lot of people think that they need to spend more time working on social media, when in fact, if you just changed your time in each area, you'd be far better. Okay. So the very first thing that I do when I wake up is I make my bed. And if you guys don't raise your hand. Okay. Like, I just don't want to know, but I'm going to challenge you to read the book called Make Your Bed, and you will never not make your bed. Even in a hotel, make your bed. Okay. That is a habit. And yep, see, Caitlin knows. She's vibing with me. But making your bed, you guys, in the psychological part of your brain, immediately when you wake up, it gives you that confidence that you've checked something off. And that now, oh my gosh, I'm already winning the day. Even though you're still in your pajamas, even though you haven't signed up a customer distributor, you've completed something. And so it tells your brain, I'm winning. It's so dumb, but it does. And so make your bed. Okay. It feels good. It feels accomplished. It's awesome. Okay. So make your bed. And it helps me. I realized for so many years of my business, when I wasn't doing this, I climbed back in. Okay. And so it allows you to get on with your day and not get back in bed. Again, CEOs don't lay in bed. Why are we? Okay. So make your bed. And then before I leave my bedroom, and not all the time, but again, it's my goal is to just get dressed. I might get back into sweats, different pair than I slept in, but you want to get changed. You want that and I do the same. I'm going to get to my nighttime routine, but you want to shift, okay, from I'm in sleep mode to work mode. And if you had a job to show up to, you wouldn't show up in your pajamas. And so why would you show up to this job, this career in pajamas, right? Different sweats, sure. They're clean. They smell good. Like, fine. Okay. And then I do something to get ready. Okay. I don't mean like a 10 ready, like a wedding ready, but like even right now, like my hair is a hot dang disaster. I redid my bun before the Zoom. I put on some earrings and some lipstick. Okay. I don't need a full face makeup. I don't need, again, to be looking like a dime, but I want to be presentable. And what I think is, if Mark Pentecost called you right now, would you ever camera on or off? Would you feel like, oh my gosh, I am not showing up as my best self, and so I don't want to be seen. And if you are preparing for a promotion, think about, and I know that this is probably a little bit off the charts, whatever. If a potential wanted to FaceTime you, would you need 25 minutes to get ready, or would you be on? And so in my day, I'm ready. I'm so ready for potentials to call me. Like, I am on it. I am ready. I am able. But a lot of times we wait until it's there and then we're like, oh, here's the miracle. Let me get I almost said a bad word. Let me get my crap together, right? Like, let's get it together. Instead, I'm ready. And you guys, I'm telling you, the simplest things make the biggest difference. Sometimes I put on a ball cap, fill in my eyebrows, and throw on a pair of earrings. And I'm like, I'm ready, right? So get ready in some way, shape, or form. Okay. And I don't know if anyone struggles with depression or anxiety, this will help. Okay. And sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes it's like 11 o'clock. And recently I've been doing challenges with my team even to get ready 5 days a week. Okay. At least 5 and before 10 a.m. Because again, if we're waiting until 7 p.m., it's like waiting until the 25th to run your auto shipment. Well, now you have 5 days to work your business. So do I want 10 hours a day to work my business, or do I want 2 hours a day to work my business? Okay. So show up how you would show up to your best career, because in my mind, this is what I'm doing. Okay. So, I get dressed, I get ready. And usually sometimes I like to set my alarm before my kids wake up, and I check my messages and I rate everything on the scale of 1 to 10. How important is it? And you guys, I don't check my messages throughout the day. My phone is on silent 1000% of the time. It does not ring. And I would highly recommend that you turn your phone off. And then a lot of people are going to have anxiety about it, but I'm telling you, the psychological backup of that is it breaks your momentum. How many times have you guys been on this Zoom and your phone has dinged, whistled, vibrated, and you've looked at it and you've looked at it and you've looked at it? It's breaking your momentum. Stop. It's horrible. Okay. And it is such a habit. Like, okay, first of all, let me just rant real quick. Okay. You guys are going to get a little bit of my red. When you are ready for a promotion, the last thing you need is something to break your momentum. It's like a huge distraction. Okay. Even the chat going off right now, like I'm like staring at like this because it's breaking my momentum, even thinking. And that sounds so silly, but you guys, it is insane. And for almost 4 years now, my phone's been on silent. My husband gets 1 beep if he texts me. 1. He's the only person that matters. That's it. Okay. And for the first 3 weeks that I started this, oh my gosh, my anxiety was through the roof. What if I miss something? What if, somebody answers me in a chat and I don't get back to it? Who freaking cares, you guys? There's no emergency unless it's your family that needs to break your momentum. So when you're here, be here. Okay. When you're there, be there. So, I rate my notifications on a scale of 1 to 10. Are they important now? Can I get to them later? And everything is scheduled. Like some people, I'm sure Caitlin was like, gosh, Amber, it took you so long to get back to me. Yeah, because I'm on a schedule and I don't check my messages. Like when somebody messages me, no, I have a time for that. Okay. And so have scheduled times, because what happens is if I'm on a Zoom and then all of a sudden somebody texts me, now I'm there and I forgot about this, and you're circling this big mess all day long. And so when people tell me like, I just wish I wasn't on my phone all day, that's a personal problem, boo. Like, I am so sorry that you are on your phone all day. What are you avoiding? That's my question to you. What are you avoiding? And I love you guys all, but what are you avoiding? And a lot of it is we're avoiding the spouse. We're avoiding the laundry. And I will tell you guys, you can have it all. You can have an epic marriage. You can be a bomb freaking mom. Okay. You can have a banging body no matter how old you are, because workout's essential. And I can have peace of mind and eat dinner with my family and understand that a 20-minute dinner is not going to break my promotion. In fact, it'll probably increase your emotion and your promotion. Okay. So be scheduled. And again, I'm not a green personality, but I understand that I can do anything. I can't do everything. Okay. So, I get up post, and I usually would throw up a post and then I'll get ready. So that way the post can occur while I'm here. What a lot of people do is they wait until they're like, okay, well, yeah, I'll get that up in a little bit. I'm going to get to that once the kids are settled down. No, come on. It takes 2.5 seconds to throw up a post. Now I'm busy. Let that work and then come back to it. It's the same thing for Host a Post. I put it up. I let it go 24 hours before I even touch it. And then I have a scheduled time where I go and I send out the first message and I let them all come back to me. And then the next morning I have 30 minutes where I go back to that. I don't respond right when they respond. No, sorry. It's not, you're not going to lose the sale or lose the distributor if it takes you 20 minutes to respond. Because the feedback that I've gotten over 7 years from a lot of people is, oh my gosh, you're always on your phone. Like, you respond like that. I don't think I can do that. True or not true? Right? So we want to set people up that, like, I am having fun. I am taking a 25-minute break and walking to the mailbox with my, my kids. I am working out. I am having more fun. I'm not on my phone 24/7. And that I work this business in the nooks and the crannies of my day. And I produce better results when I do that, when I'm having fun for myself, for my husband, and for my kids and my friends. I produce better results. Just try it on. That's all I'm asking you to do is try it on. So that's kind of my day. I follow a task list that's 30 to 60 minutes. I teach my team to do that. If they can do more, great. But that's like my minimum requirement is 30 to 60 minutes a day.
I love it.
And it's insane. The like results that are getting produced are nuts.
I love it. A lot of us need to hear that right now. I can see the chat going. One of the best things I've ever done for my business was turning my notifications off. Like, I'm just the type of person that I work hard, so I have a lot of messages coming in, but I don't like to know that my inbox is full until I'm ready to open up and start answering those messages. So did you have something to say?
Okay, somebody said, what's my night tomorrow? I'm so sorry I didn't get to that. See, you guys, and I'm not perfect, right? That's my blue coming out where I'm like, la, 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 it's a party. We're going to talk about all the things, how you can be better. So at night, okay, in the book, Girl Wash Your Face, the reason behind that book is washing off your day. And so for me, I decide that my phone goes on, when it's dead, my phone's on the charger. I do not work on my phone when it's on the charger. Okay. So that's my cue during the day or night that if my phone's dead, it's like, okay, go do a little laundry, go read a book, go be with your kids. Okay. So that's just a little tip. But at night, all right, I committed to myself, and there's a season, you guys, there's a season for everything. But again, I truly believe less is more. And the more that I'm being obedient, and what's important is I will be blessed more. Does that mean that I get to be lazy and just like dream about being diamond? No. Okay. But at night, I will go to bed with my husband. Hands down. Does that mean that I'm still on my phone? Sometimes. Okay. Does that mean that he might fall asleep before me? Maybe. But I no longer do I'm working. And again, everyone's life's going to be a little bit different. Maybe that's the only time you get to work is when he's asleep. Okay. Like, I understand, but you're going to find what works for you in your business and in a different season. There's some days I'm like we have 4 people going diamond this month. Like, it's promotion month. You're doing cooking, you're doing all these things. But like, I have Zooms tonight. As soon as I'm done, I'm done. My phone will stay in my room, and I'm going to go see my kids, and I'm going to go eat dinner with my family. That's important to me. And so sorry, I got a phone call. But I wash my face at night when I'm done with working. And it sounds so silly. I've never been like a huge wash your face kind of person. But at night, again, in the morning when I talked about getting dressed and kind of preparing yourself for the day, at night, I'm shutting down my day and I'm preparing for bed. Okay. So I never used to wash my face. Obviously, we have an incredible skincare line. But I have like my whole routine where I turn on my worship music, or I just kind of chat with Josh. We ask our kids what their favorite part of the day was. And then I put on my little headband. I wash my face. I do my hyaluronic acid, my radiance, my protect, all the things. And then I go to bed. Okay. Josh just texted me, dinner's about ready. So I think that it is so important to have a routine and prepare yourself for bed and shut down your brain. For a while, I wasn't sleeping very good. And so I stopped looking at my phone for the hour before I went to bed. And I started reading, and that's when I actually read a book. And so find out what's working and what's not working. I don't like to say that there's a right or a wrong, because there's not. There's not a right way to live and a right way to do the business, and there's not a wrong way to do the business and a wrong way to live. There's either something's working or it's not working. Okay, it's either producing results or it's not producing results. And if you're not producing the results, change it. Okay, that's my nighttime routine.
Amazing. I'm so glad that we finished with that. That's something that even I've been struggling with the last few days. I normally have a really good routine, and I realized like, hey, I'm not getting up early enough. So I started doing that. Today was a much better day. But yeah, I appreciate that. Coming from somebody that's as busy as you, it's working for you. And I think we need to all take a few tips from that and start implementing it. So I know your dinner is almost ready, and thank you so much for your time tonight, Amber. We appreciate it so much. I will be posting this, and we'll go back and watch the replay. But yeah, I hope you have a great night, and congrats to all your girls going diamond this month. That's so exciting. We have a few also. So
awesome. Well, when you guys go diamonds, or you have promotions or rubies or executives, like I want to be a part of that. Caitlin, Savannah, tag me. I want to be able to see that and celebrate with you guys all. This is an incredible month, and there's so much room left in the month still. Keep going.
Yes.
Okay, and keep pushing for it.
All right. Have a great night. Bye.